Hello students, myself Mrs. Sophia Sanjay Salve welcome you all to ABBHS class 8. Today we are going to start with standard 8 subject English poem 1.3 The Pilgrim by Anonymous means the poet is unknown. The pilgrim means a person who goes for a long journey for a religious purpose to a sacred place. We can take the example of Varkaris in Maharashtra who go for the yatras. In this poem, we can see the conversation between two generations. One is an old and another one is young. The poem gives us a strong message which is an inspiring and touching. It tells us about an old man who is unselfish. After he has crossed a deep chasm, he stops to build a bridge to help a youth who is coming along the same path. Even though the old man knows that he himself will never have a chance to cross the bridge. The message given to us by the poem is work for the betterment and for the future of our society. The starting of the poem starts with a warming up, which is on page number 12. Now, in the first question, it's a group activity, but we cannot do the group activity as we are not present in the class. Our studies are online, so you have to do the activity at home. Now, let's start with the poem, The Pilgrim. It's about an old man, a pilgrim going a lone highway, came at evening, cold and grey, to a chasm deep and vast and wide. The old man crossed in twilight dim. The chasm held no fear for him, but he paused when he reached the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. The first paragraph tells us that the old man is walking lonely on the highway. In the evening, as his experienced person, his hairs have become grey. He crosses the chasm, the valley, very easily in the evening without any fear. But after crossing the chasm, he takes a pause and thinks that as I have crossed the chasm very easily, the person following me, will he be able to cross the chasm? So he thinks what he can do for the fellow person. Here you have the image of chasm and the Varkaris who usually go for the walks for the sacred places and they have to cross many hurdles. Chasm is steep gap in the earth's surface. The next paragraph is about the fellow person. The fellow person tells to the old man, "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "why waste your time in building here? Your journey ends with close of day. You never again will pass the way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide?" So the boy is telling, the man is telling, you have completed your task by crossing the chasm. Then why are you wasting your time in constructing the bridge? As you know, you will never again pass this way and never you will use the bridge again. So why are you wasting your time? The bridge, how the bridge is constructed, you can see in this image. Now this is just an imaginary image for y'all. The construction work of the bridge which can be used for the future generation. The next paragraph is the answer of the old person who is very happy to give answer to the fellow person. He says, the pilgrim raised his old grey head. My friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followed after me today fair-haired youth who must pass this way. The chasm which held no fear for me, to the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in a twilight dim. My friend, I am building the bridge for him. So, here the old person is saying that I have crossed the chasm very easily, but the person who is following me, it will be a really difficult task for him to cross the chasm as he is not an experienced person, and in the evening it's not possible for him to cross the chasm very easily. So I am constructing the bridge for him so that he crosses the chasm very easily. So there is a strong message for us in this poem that always we should do such kind of work which will be helpful for the future society or people. You have a workshop over here. In the workshop, here a web diagrams are given to you all. You have to write the words in the web diagram related to travel and time around the sunset. In question number 2, you have the entire poem is metaphorical. So you have to write the comparison between A and B and mark the columns. You have a small and interesting activity to do at home. Grow any type of small plants in your areas in this lockdown period so that you can nurture and preserve it as your best friend. Thank you. Have a nice day. Be safe. Stay at home.